Hello all, June 20th, 2023. Let's do a quick update. We'll start with stocks that are in buy zone. Those who are new to the channel, these green lines are the buy zones and red lines are the sell zones. So this we will start with a quick next day, tomorrow's trade analysis and see which stocks are ready for a bounce. And then we'll go with the regular stuff. So again, if you're liking the video, please hit the like button and please share with your friends and family. And if you're making money, you want to thank me, there's a PayPal link in the description. I will appreciate all your donations. Thank you so much. Okay, let's quickly review US 500. You can see this morning US 500 came basically in the buy zone here, and now it's bouncing still in the middle of nowhere. So let's quickly review stocks. Okay, and I already have it all set here. So silver and gold, they're in buy zone. So if you want to trade silver, you can buy SLV ETF. Gold, you can buy GLD. This is the one, GLD ETF. If you want to trade, this is only for short term. So if you buy gold today, look to exit around 1955, and silver, if you buy to go if you look to buy SLV today, look to exit around 24.178. This is in the middle, there's no trade zone. Okay, so those are the ones. And then XIC, which is TSX ETF, TSX Toronto Stocks Exchange. This is full of energy and gold sector. They were down heavily, so it's in the buy zone. XIC is the ETF you can buy. And let's quickly scroll. Newmont, this is the biggest gold miner. This is not in the buy zone. Let's quickly look at, let's skip it. Gold, GOLD, this is Barrick Gold. This is in the buy zone. This is good for a bounce. And let's quickly, I think we're gonna skip all the commodities, nothing special here. And let's quickly see XLE. This is the energy sector. This is in the buy zone, you can see here. XLU, let's quickly look at XLU. It just touched at end of day buy zone. Okay, looking good. And real estate sector, XLRE is also in the buy zone. Okay, for a bounce tomorrow. XLF, let's quickly see XLF where it is. No, it's in the middle of nowhere. KRE, this is the regional bank ETF. This is also end of the day, it was in a buy zone, so still it's good for a bounce to 43.79. Stocks, tech stocks, let's quickly see. AMD. AMD was in the buy zone today. Let's see, you can see it bounced end of day today, but it was in the buy zone most of the day today. And let's quickly look at Intel. Was down 3.77%, still in the middle, no trades here. Let's quickly look at Pfizer, down 1.8% at the end of the day, coming very close to the buy zone. Put an order for 39.18. That's a good zone. Nike was down almost 3.5%, came very close to the buy zone, still not in the buy zone, so not interested in this trade yet. So these are the levels if you're interested in Nike. Let's quickly see Honeywell. Nothing here. Visa. Nothing here. Let's quickly move on. Let's see what else is here. We can scroll. I think most of the energy stocks and bank stocks were in the buy zone. Let's quickly look at Bank of America. No, yeah, it touched and then it bounced. Goldman Sachs is still in the buy zone. This banker is still financial sector guy, still in the buy zone. You can see here. And Enbridge was in the buy zone, still in the buy zone. End of day. CNQ is the largest Canadian oil miner. This is also in the buy zone. XOM also in the buy zone. CVX, you can see also in the buy zone. Okay, so let's quickly start with Bitcoin. Let's go to daily chart. Let me get rid of this indicator. And here's the daily chart. Let's start with Bitcoin. Sorry, it's taking a while to load. Not sure why. Today it's a bit slow. My indicators are like, I guess, too much work for this computer. Okay, so you can see what happened today. Keep an eye on this this high here. I'm gonna mark it here on Bitcoin. This high here around 28. Let's say 28,500. Okay, as long as Bitcoin is not above this, it's not a new high. Okay, so you can see Bitcoin is on this trend line. If I draw a Fibonacci retracement from the low here to the high, you can see Bitcoin came in the buy zone, and I told you guys a while ago this is a buy zone. So this whole box here, I told you guys this is a buy zone. Let me make it green. Those who are following me, they know what I'm talking about. And then Bitcoin came, touched it multiple times, now it's bouncing. All right, so those who bought here, they were happy. And also I told you yesterday, keep an eye on this trend line. Bitcoin now back above this trend line. Now it does need to make a higher high, and if it makes a higher high compared to this previous high, then it's going to be in an uptrend. Okay, one thing, let's look at 1 hour chart and see if we see any divergences. You can see Bitcoin erased all the divergence. It was divergence yesterday, but today it all erased. 1 hour chart, RSI and PPO has no divergence, so it's very bullish, so we can get rid of this. So you can see on the short time frame, it's in the uptrend. You can see now it's making higher highs. You can see this high is higher than previous highs. So short term 1 hour chart, it's in an uptrend, and on a daily chart it's back above this trend line. So so just now the only thing which Bitcoin needs to do is on a higher level make a new high. If Bitcoin makes a new high, then it's going to be a new uptrend developing. Okay, so now it's by the dip, so let's wait for this. If let's see it by tomorrow, if we go above this, then it's good. But if we can get rejected right here as well. You can see this whole box is a big sell zone. Okay, so Bitcoin can get rejected right here as well, right now here. So be very careful, and we'll wait for this to break. If not, then it's possible we can go lower again back in this box. One thing to note, let's quickly look at the futures. I want to show you something on 1 hour chart. So you go on 1 hour chart here. Sorry, it's taking a while to load. You can see there's a gap here around 29,560. Okay, and then also there's a gap at the bottom around here around 20,300. Okay, so Bitcoin can let's quickly mark these gaps. You can see, let me zoom in a bit. You can see this gap here, and then there's a gap at the bottom. So let me get rid of this. So this gap here on hourly, it's here. So you can easily see Bitcoin can do something like it can go up to fill this gap first, go there, and then easily go down. Okay, so be very careful. These gaps are filled more than 90% of the times. I don't know when it will be filled, but if it comes here at some time this year, that will be great opportunity. Ethereum also, the reason Bitcoin is pumping, there is a gap created on futures. This gap is here. So you can see this gap here around 1835. So Bitcoin is probably pumping because it wants Ethereum to fill that gap. But also you can see there's also a bottom gap here. Let me get rid of this. This bottom gap around 1436, so that will be eventually my buy zone. I'll be looking to buy it here. I'm not interested in this price action. Okay, so that's on crypto. Let's quickly move into indices. So let's go with the daily chart on S&P 500, and we're getting a pullback, so which is very healthy for the market. And once we get this pullback, let's quickly look at where we can buy. Sorry, I'm just zooming in. So let's draw some Fibonacci retracements from the low here to the high here. You can draw a box. So this whole area, I'm not sure if you're gonna go there, but if we do go there, this is gonna be a good area to buy. Okay, so now we're getting pullback. It's going to be coming here somewhere, and then a bounce. All right, let's see how much we get. But if we go that far, let's see percentage wise from here, it's around 4%. That will be a really good area to buy. I'm not saying it's going to go right now here. It can even do something like this. It can go like this, bounce, and then come back. Okay, so both scenarios are possible, but regardless, I think we're going to get a pullback.
All right, let's move to US 100. So same thing here. We can do a fib retracement here on US 100 from the lows here. This is NASDAQ. Actually, we already have it. So I just have to move this box. So let me just, let me delete this box. So this box, since we're moving higher, the buy zone is here. Okay, so from the top, from the price action today to down, it can come as low as 8%. Okay, I'm not saying it's happening now, but that will be a healthy pullback if that happens. So we are going lower. US 30, same thing, looking for a pullback, and we can see if you want to draw a fib retracement from top to bottom. I think US 30 is gonna bottom first, and money might rotate into, it's very close to the bottom, money buy zone. Money might rotate into Dow Jones stocks and industrial stocks and Russell 2000 stocks. So this is Russell 2000. You can see buy zone is also here, coming very, very close to the buy zone. This is going to be a great buying opportunity. So around 2% dump. That will be the buy zone. And gold. Gold is also, it got perfectly rejected from this zone here. And let's do a fib retracement from the lows to the top on the gold, and you can see it's already in the nice buy zone here. Okay, so gold is also in the buy zone, and I will delete this now. It can go lower, definitely. It can go definitely a bit lower. Actually, I have to update this. This was my previous futures got expired, so this is not showing. I have to update the new chart setup, but you can see here is how I had it set up. So you can see gold can go as low as 1900, so a little bit more lower, and then it can very well bottom. But I don't want to wait till the bottom. I'm going to start buying gold. And actually, I bought silver. I told you guys before, and this is a nice dump around 3%, and I bought SLV. So looking for silver to bottom very, very soon. Then yeah, looking to hold this ETF. You can see multiple gaps from today's close. There could be easy 4% upside on silver. Okay, dollar. Let's quickly see dollar. Looking for lower prices in dollar. Looking for dollar to go lower, and sorry, it's taking a while to load, but based on the cycle, I'm looking for a little bit lower prices on dollar. And let's see where it goes. So looking for a new low. Okay, you can see a cycle low is coming on July, so looking for that to form very, very soon. Bitcoin already covered. Crude oil very, very nicely. I think it's stuck in between sell and buy zones. You can see here is the buy zone here. We can make it a bit lower here, and this is a sell zone here. You can see it's kind of stuck. Okay, it's stuck until it finds a way, either or. But I think crude oil is looking bearish, so I'm looking for new low on crude oil. Okay, that's going to be bearish for energy sector. Natural gas. Natural gas is basically just I think it already bottomed. I think bottom is in. Let's quickly get some indicators here. Let's quickly get this indicator, and then we can see natural gas is very nicely. It was last couple of days a lot of upside. So from the bottom, natural gas is up almost 29%. So this is a nice tip to buy. So look to buy this tip. Okay, and also if I go to other chart, this was in the buy zone short-term chart. Gold miners are also coming very close to the buy zone. You can see there's a trend line. It will come up very, very soon, and then again it can come as low as $29. You can see it's nicely in the buy zone. Okay, this is the time you want to buy gold miners. Copper also, it's going to bottom first, so looking for a little bit pullback to be bought. You can see very nicely all these moving averages, it touched it and then bounced, so looking for a little bit more lower and then bounce on copper. Okay, palladium also, it was nice dip to buy today, and this is also in the buy zone. Palladium, look to buy it here. This is a nice dip to buy. Wheat is just breaking out. Since you can see it nicely broke out of this you can see bullish falling wedge. It's breaking out, and you can see as long as it's above this red line, this is a 50 SMA daily SMA, it's all good. Okay, so wheat is looking really bullish. It can go, this just started, so it can keep going higher. Corn, also buy the dip, looking for dips to buy. Soybean is also all commodities. You can see it's all green, looking very, very nice. Any dips, look to buy commodities. Sugar, this is cane, looking also good. Look to buy any dips on that. Let's quickly look at bonds. Bonds gonna bottom very, very soon. So I'm looking for new low, equal lows or new low. So this low is around 112. Looking for it to go and make a new low with some divergence on RSI and PPO, and that will be the bottom in bonds. And let's quickly look at sectors. XLE, massive gap here. That gap will be filled, I don't know when, so it's possible maybe in the short term we're due for a bounce, then we go down, but things are looking good. You can see very nicely you can see today we had a gap down, and very nicely it's projecting. So now we are going to be bottoming very soon. Actually, let's see, was today today also was the dividend day, so maybe that's why there's a pullback, but yeah, looking for a bottom very, very soon on this. XLU, same thing, looks like all these sectors had dividend day today, so it's going lower. But healthcare, utility sector is also on this trend line. You can see we broke out back testing, so it's a good time to buy utility sectors. Healthcare sector. Let's quickly see how healthcare sector is doing. You can see very nicely. Also today was a dividend day, but it's trying to break out of this 50 SMA line. So if that happens, that's going to be very bullish. So healthcare, actually UNH is the stock I'm still holding. There are many upside targets. I'm looking for at minimum this gap to fill. That will be a good target to take exit. So that's one of the largest stocks in XLV. So from today's close, it's around 3.85% away. Okay, so let's keep going. Industrial sectors, looking for pullback and then bounce. Like Dow Jones, looking for a little bit more pullback than a bounce. XLRE, real estate sector, was in the buy zone today. Again, it's holding this support on this 50 daily SMA line very, very nicely. So looking good. So looking for a bounce. It opened a gap today. It can go as low as here around $36, fill this gap and then go higher. XLF, this is a financial sector, again gap down. Maybe it's because of the dividends, but again there's a gap here around $32, so looking for that gap to fill before a bounce. Let's quickly keep going. Tesla, very, very bullish move. Again, there was a gap here. You can see this gap here. You can see this gap on daily around 264. This gap is filled, and I don't know when this is going to end. It's just going in a parabolic move. I have no interest in Tesla here. I'm just waiting for a pullback. Okay, before I get low, you can see all the gaps to the downside. These green lines are all the gaps to the downside. Okay, Apple is keep going. Today was not a high. Yesterday was a high. On Friday, with some divergence in RSI, no divergence, divergence PPO, no divergence RSI. So anyhow, all these tech stocks are very parabolic. I'm not interested in buying any of these. I'm waiting for pullback. Google, there's a big gap here around it's around 113, looking for that gap to fill. Microsoft, same thing, multiple gaps to the downside, looking for those gaps to fill. Not interested in buying it right now. At minimum, this gap around 315. The other gap is 276. Meta, Facebook, let's wait for this to load. Multiple gaps to the downside on Facebook as well, looking for most of these gaps to fill. You can see all these gaps, green lines. Amazon, flat today, looking like it's consolidating, maybe making a bull flag, but there are also a lot of gaps to the downside, so looking for some of these gaps to fill. You can see all these gaps are here. Netflix, let it load. So Netflix, again, making a new high, no divergence on PPO. RSI is also very oversold, you can see here, looking for lower prices on Netflix. And these are all the gaps to the downside. You can see snowflakes. Let's quickly, there's one major gap here, and you can see new high with divergences, so looking bearish. NVDA looks like made another new high. This stock just keeps going higher and higher and higher, and but you can see divergences. Okay, still divergence on RSI and PPO, no divergence on PPO looks like, but I don't really want to buy here. Okay, I will wait for pullbacks at minimum for this gap to fill. AMD, same thing, looking for this gap here around this gap is around 109, looking for this gap to fill. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else we can quickly see. Disney is in the buy zone and looking very, very good. So this is the best time to buy if you missed this run. This is also again in the big lot of support in here for Disney. So you can look to accumulate Disney for the long-term portfolio. Now there's a gap, let it load. There's a slight gap here. I think Disney can go as low as there. So you can put an order around 88.79. There's a gap here. So if it goes there, look for that to fill, and you can see all these upside gaps to cover. Okay. And yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing else very, very major here. Enbridge, I said it's in the buy zone earlier on. Look to buy Enbridge, one of the largest utility sector. Also, there's a gap here around $36. So it's possible Netflix, Enbridge can go as low as 36.29 before a bounce. So just be mindful of that. Okay, guys. Right, guys, if you're still here, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate on your way out, and have a good one, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.